Hello everyone, my name is Fonihan and today I'll be speedrunning Jade, Sonata of Fire version 351 on its main story. Why? Because why not? In the spirit of the first anniversary of my channel, and also I've been really wanting to do a speedrun for quite some time now, and what better way to just speedrun a visual novel, right? Because of course, obviously this is an April Fool's video, probably gonna be a little bit late, but you know, it's still like April anyway. So joining me here today, I'm going to commentate on myself from the future, and hello. I will just mostly going to focus on the speedrun itself. I will let my other selves to commentate on my own run, because there's like a lot of things, a lot of technicalities that you need to know to make sense of this entire insanity that is like about 30 to 40 minutes of speedrun. And I'm going to just let him do the task because I don't have any friends. Anyway, what else? Oh yes, and before I started this speedrun, if you have any problems with like flashing images, I would recommend that you not watch this video, because obviously we're going to blaze through the entire visual novel itself, which has like a lot of pictures, a lot of text, and flashing images are like a common occurrence, especially during the combat. So you are free to not watch this video or just play this video in the background, because obviously I still need the YouTube watch time. So yeah, I think we are about to be ready. Okay, let's do this. Countdown starts, and oh yeah, by the way, for those of you who are familiar with speedruns, the tab on the right or on the left, I don't know how I'm going to edit this video, is called a life split, and it allows me to basically figure out how much I do well in that section of the game. And what you see here, the number on the right, is my best time on completing that sections, and I've been doing pretty decent if I do not fail a lot. Because obviously when you are like very speedy, you tend to make some silly mistakes here and there. So I'm just going to make like some few safety saves here and there for the run safety. And yeah, I think with that, I guess we are ready to go. So let's check the timer. Okay, the timer is working. So, okay, so restart that. Alright, so countdown begins in 3, 2, 1, begin! Alright, so we are going to begin right now. There you go. And we're going to begin with the intro. So as usual, this is going to Main Street, and then we're going to talk to Ospin, and right about now we're going to have a combat with Penny. But since that combat is only like time-based, I'm just going to focus on all of that and go straight to the entire intro. And of course, okay, what else am I going to talk about? Right, so there's nothing pretty much that happens here. Alright, and alright, we're going to face the combat here. So throughout this speedrun, the combat technique that I'm going to use here is basically just doing a couple of attacks and then going to focus, which is the ability to heal myself. And I think I'm going to like weave around like 3 attacks, 2 heals, 3 attacks, 2 heals to basically do keep myself alive, because if we die, then we start right back at the very beginning. Now right here we are going to do our first team fight, and basically team fight is not that different from the solo fights. The only difference is that we kind of like weave in between our units. So it is actually pretty better for Penny and Evelyn to do a range attack because they deal more damage, and for Jack and my main character David to deal the melee damage. But since we are just going to speedrun, I'm going to just either do all melee close attack, or I'm going to do all range attack, and that is actually pretty fast. Alright, and with the first weeks in Beacon, there is nothing special. What you do need to notice here is that I will basically just going to skip the day as quick as possible, because we need to get to day 22 really quickly. And the way that I'm going to do that is basically just go to the classroom at every morning, and then go to either talk to Wise or Blake, and then go to talk, and then go to sleep at night. And that's pretty much my entire activity in the day, which is pretty exciting. Now, of course, because this is a speedrun, I'm not going to take any routes. I am going to do the entire thing without any dating anyone, without talking to anyone, as a matter of fact. But since the game itself is not ready yet, that means when you reach the ball at the end of the game, you will automatically going to get Ruby anyway. So there is no point in expending all the time to like talk to her and create a relationship, because, you know, who needs relationship anyway? Alright, I think we are close to day 22 soon. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, we're just going to wait until day 22 right now. Alright, that's the third week coming in. Okay, we're going to do another team fight here. This time around it's a little bit different because we have much more health, meaning that we can spam our attack more easily and not worry about healing at all. Now, I know the combat system in this game kind of features the defend mechanic, which kind of like reduce your damage by quite a lot. Okay, so that's day 22. Okay, yeah, we're going to switch over to what is the gym. So from day 22, Sun will come to you and will open up the gym where you can train your stats. Now, there are like 5 stats: strength, toughness, endurance, mental, and speed, but we're going to focus primarily on the first 3 because strength actually increases the damage of David, the main character, but it does not increase the damage of your overall team. Now, your team kind of scales up with you, but they only follow like the secret 6 stat, which is what we call the aura level. And aura level only increase 1 every time, I think every 5 times you train in the gym. So there is that. Now, as the game itself is structured, the number of aura level actually scales up the boss as well, all the enemies that you're going to face. So it is actually pretty important for us to get not too high. So it's like around 20 to 30 aura level, which is like another 100 trainings, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, around 100 trainings. You get like 2 trainings every day. Alright, so there was our first split. I think, no, actually the second split with Howard. The first actual tough combat in the game, but it's not that hard actually. Okay, what about the other stats? Right, so toughness is used to increase your aura pool, but only for David again. And also endurance is like an armor, so it kind of reduces the amount of damage that you take. As a matter of fact, we are only... Okay, it seems that I'm getting myself relief and reaching this point, so... Reaching it in 5 minutes 20 seconds, that's actually pretty good, but it can be faster. It can be a lot faster. I think I've got like my sub 5 minutes at this point. Anyway, so yeah, as I said before, the stats are, those 3 stats are pretty important. Speed and mental are not that quite important. And the way that I said, we're going to focus mostly on toughness and endurance, because as you may see later, when in the later combats after we unlock our semblances, we are going to use Penny Semblances, which is like the railgun, the most damaging abilities in the game, which can easily deal around like 5k damage, and David will pretty much play as a support and basically just heal the entire team with his semblance called Pulse. And yeah, basically he just have not to die, because if I think like around 2 members of your team dead, you are just basically out of the game and you have to like retry the entire game over. Alright, so we are coming close to the exhibition match, which is yeah, okay, this is it. Whew. Yeah, of course you're going to get relief there, Han. Alright, exhibition match is... Okay, honestly, this is a little bit disappointing for me, because I thought like we're going to actually fight Coco and Velvet, but it is just like a big cutscene, which is kind of fine for the speedrun. I basically just have to blaze through them. And I think we are close to the point where I'm going to stop training, because I think our aura level is going to be at 33, which is a little bit higher than I want it to be. Of course, I can always check my current stats from the top right corner, which is like the icons that you can see all your stats, but that's going to cost me some time, and I basically just keep like a mental tally. Okay, I think we are about to get to peak after this. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and soon get there. All right. All right, so yeah, we're close to days. We're now at day 67, if I'm not mistaken. There isn't anything special here except for the. I think we're going to have the Penny versus Tila match, which there's no special strategies there. Alright, so this combat actually doesn't is not that quite important, so we can just skip the explanations there and continue on. Alright, so okay, I did check my stats. I'm around aura level 27, actually quite low. So yeah, the biggest problem about your aura level is that if you get too much, actually if you get like all the possible trainings that you can get to the game, you get around, let's see here, I'm going to open my spreadsheets. You're going to get around like 300 stats, and your aura level is going to rise to 81, which is I think like the highest. Okay, peak. We're at a peak here. There's nothing special right now, but after this we're going to have something special. Yeah, right. As I said before, you can get to aura level 81, which is the highest you can possibly get in this version of the game. Right. And with that aura level, you basically cannot progress, because the final boss of this game, which is actually not the final boss, but the fight between Penny and Pyrrha will be impossible, because Pyrrha deals too much damage when Penny's health actually doesn't scale up with her damage. So that's going to be a big oof, and that actually ends my run, I think like 2 or 3 of my runs before. But luckily, the guy at Discord, I think Rasnek, the guide guy for this game, kind of tells me that, okay, your aura level actually scales your enemies and your allies. So okay, you may hear those tapping of my spacebar and control. Sometimes this game doesn't have like it doesn't actually skip. Usually when you press control, it's going to skip the entire thing, but sometimes there are some panels where you actually have to click or like pressing spacebar to skip it. So right there, I'm just going to like speed through all the options and basically get a little bit faster. It kind of saves around like 1 second, which is not that big, but for a speedrun is actually quite big. Alright, I think we are close to Mastery fight. Yeah, I think we're going to close to Mastery after this. Yeah, the strange fact about this game is that you thought that when you get to day 183, you will be like past the halfway point, right? But actually no. After you finish your entire adventure and get to the final festival, it is actually just half of the speedrun. So yeah, it is actually kind of weird. Alright, so we're not yet there. I think we're about to get close to mastery. Yeah, there's always like times where I kind of misclick here and there, because you basically have to like be quite consistent. You have to like press the same button like times again and again, and on the exact position on the screen like this. So I kind of press no there, so it goes back to the menu and basically waits around like 1 or 2 seconds depending on how well I do. Alright, so we're going to face with mastery here, which is I think one of the fights that have... Okay, I'm going to do some safety save there, because obviously there is times where I'm going to fail here, but hopefully not this time though. So mastery is the first difficulty spike that some newer players might face to be a little bit hard. So basically a lot of people ask me this, but basically you need to use an ice attack to kind of like freeze Moss-3 and allows your other teammates to fight. Now here I'm going to use the Penny's railgun because that ability deals the most damage. And my strategy right now is just to use David to pulse, basically heal your entire teammates except himself, and then use Jack for like sometimes for her cryogenic attack or to heal Penny, and also using Evelyn to heal either David or Penny depending on the aura, because we want to keep Penny's aura high up as possible so we can keep casting aura, casting her semblance, because her semblance costs like a lot of aura points. Okay, so that's the first danger point actually passed. The next danger point will be at Burrito, which is going to be coming very shortly. Alright. So our team finally meets Ember. Alright. So this fight with the I don't know his name though, actually I kind of forgot. Basically this like giant pterodactyl you know, metal thing. Yeah, I kind of lose some runs to him as well because I choose the wrong options, because on that one if you will choose like the wrong options you're going to basically lose instantly. Not that different from Burrito though, but yeah, it is kind of unfortunate sometimes. Alright, so I don't think there is... Alright, so yeah, we are very close to Burrito. I think we're like 3 days away from Burrito right now. So yeah. Alright. Alright, so here we are, we're going to start the section on Burrito. Now, Burrito is not really that hard. The first section is basically just spamming. Because as you may see here, the section with the snipers are... Okay, I'm going to make some safety steps there, just in case. The section with the snipers is basically just spamming range, because the Walang, which is the Grim type that is unique to this game, does not actually deal any damage to our 3 snipers. So basically I'm just going to use the restoring check and doing from it from time to time and basically whittle down on his health. Now you kind of notice why I said that this game is not really... I mean, this video is not really that suitable for people with some flashing images problem, because as you may see here, I kind of click like a lot and fast. The screen goes dark, light, dark and light, dark and light, which is can be nauseating at times. But you guys who didn't have any problems but might have some slight discomfort will have to endure this for the next 2 or 3 minutes depending on how well I do here. And yeah. Alright. Honestly, if this is like AGDQ, I would probably lend this to the donations, but we don't have any donations here because well, this is not any speedrun videos normally. Alright, so different from the first 3 snipers, here with the, I think like the melee team here, basically the team of orphans, we have to be quite careful here because our team is pretty fragile. Sorry, that was my phone. Now, as the strategy I use when our team goes into the first team fight, I'm going to just like attack. And my strategy here is that if our health drops below 4,000 points, I'm just going to spam focus so that we can heal up back. Okay, against the camera is really not that different. The only difference here is that I try to keep the health much higher. I think around like 4,500 to 5,000, because I think the Gamera has like quite powerful attack, but again, since this is the aura level is pretty low, that means he doesn't actually deal like quite a lot of damage. But again, it's still like quite frustrating to wait through all of this, and even at like aura level 80, but like the maximum aura level you can get, this fight is still lasts quite a long time. So we just have to wait, I guess. Okay, 16 minutes 50 seconds. I'm doing quite well so far, but yeah, all of the splits are in green, which is like the numbers on the left side of the timer. So for those of you who don't know what the number means, probably this is like a good time for me to explain while we wait for burrito section to go past. Basically, the number on the most right of each section is just like, okay, this one is pretty cool actually. Jack can actually one-shot the entire Gamera if your level is quite high, but again, that is still like pretty difficult. Anyway, so back to the explanation on the life split application. So the number on the right of each split is basically the number of time that that split is completed. So that number is going to frozen. And next to it is basically the improvements that you make from your previous run. So green means that you are faster. Yellow means that is your personal best, which is like the fastest you've ever been. I did run this game for like, I think a week, so it's like 5 runs before I record this video. And yeah, it's actually pretty easy to get like a better time, because sometimes I kind of diverge a little bit, making some notes for the next runs. And I think like getting a 30 seconds lead is actually pretty easy if I kind of get that right. Again, the time on this game actually depends on how good I am at clicking some stuff, because sometimes I miss a lot, sometimes I didn't click exactly right, and that kind of cost me some time. And knowing how much time you click on this game, that actually adds up to like a minute, or like sometimes to 5 minutes. I haven't actually fully analyzed the video anyway. Alright, and if you get red, if the plus is actually red, which is I think going to come up because I kind of stutters at the end there, that means that you are actually slower than the last time you run this game. Okay, but so far we are still pretty good, except for the intro. Alright, so funny thing is that the fight with actually just David, the main character, is actually pretty rare. So that's why I don't really prioritize getting strength, because strength only affects David, as I said before. But it actually quite helped to get some strength so that you can get through all of these like small fights faster. I once did like a run with only leveling toughness and endurance, and that really helps me to do the final boss. But on the fights with David, I really suffer. I think it takes me around like 30 seconds for each fight, which is like a huge time loss. Okay, we are here, I think near the Ember revival thing, which I don't think there's anything going to happen in the next like 2 minutes. So the next big thing will be with the boss fight. Yeah, the actual boss fight itself. And yeah. Alright. So again, at this point in the game, actually this has been going for quite some time. I don't want to get any trainings, because otherwise my level will be too high. My face is itchy. Yeah, because I do like sweat a lot in this game when I run it, and my dorm room is not that well ventilated, so basically my PC below the desk here is actually like emitting like a lot of heat, and there is no way for me to actually ventilate that. In fact, I'm going to turn on my AC right now so that I don't get sweating on this commentating. Alright, we're halfway through the speedrun, and we only reach the boss soon enough. Alright, so yeah, there's nothing quite there. There's nothing quite there either. We are actually talking Team RWBY to help us out, which is I think like the best decision that Team Jade has ever made, because we definitely need RWBY to survive the final boss fight with the boss, not with the entire game. Alright, so coming up here with the boss. The boss is one of the hardest fights you can get in the game, and it actually consists of like 2 states. I'm going to make some safety save there, because there is like some rare occurrence where I actually failed the boss because I didn't pay attention to the health of my characters on the right. So as usual, the strategy remains the same. Penny to do the her semblance, which is the railgun. Penny, I think, kind of deals 12,000 damage in the first phase of the boss and 6,000 damage at the second phase of the boss, which is the highest damage you can get. And the weird thing about the boss fight is that on the second phase, any melee attacks will not deal any damage to him. So you actually have to use magic, which I think Ember's attack kind of deals a lot. But Titania, is that how you spell it? Titania? Okay, I'm just going to say Titania. But Titania doesn't actually deal any damage, even with her semblance. So I'm going to dedicate her and Ember specifically to basically heal Penny mostly, and also David when he falls. But then again, this is quite a long fight because the boss kind of have like a lot of HP. I think around like 100k plus. So even with Penny's semblance, that still takes around like 10 to 20 attacks. I didn't actually count that, but it really feels like forever. Alright, we enter the second phase. Okay, looking back, I think I should probably make like the safety saves right here, because if I die to the boss, that's going to be a bummer. That is going to be a huge time loss. But I don't know. I don't know why I didn't do that, I guess. Sometimes I make mistakes here and there, and it's getting like really clear where I make mistakes when you review your... Okay, that's not as long as I expected it to be, but... Alright, the fight with the Spider Howard is not anything special. Oh god, I got in the red. Yeah, this is just like not my best time. So when the timer turns red, that means I am actually over time on that section, and yeah, that's pretty bad. So on my previous run, right now I would already reach for Drunum, the final area of the game. So this is actually a pretty bad run, but I don't know. I mean, I've been running this game for like a week now, and basically I can do like another recording to like practice myself, but there is like a lot of preparations that I need to make before I actually run the game properly. So before this, I actually like do some practice run first, and then after that I'm going to do some actual like speed run and record them. Now you may not see this in the video itself, but basically my pinky fingers actually hold on the control button to basically skip the entire game, and sometimes I have to like tap here and there because sometimes the forward button is kind of like stuck here and there, but it is actually quite painful after quite a while. Sometimes I switch it to my ring finger, sometimes I switch it back to the pinky fingers, but it's actually quite hard. And I think like my right hand, which keeps holding on the mouse button and basically like moving here and there, is also like quite hurting on. It's almost like similar to carpal tunnel, which is something I quite scared that I will get, but apparently it's not. I just need some rest after that. Alright, so we're now at Drunum, which will come like one of the hardest boss fight again. Alright, so this is my least favorite boss in the game. So his name is Banesaw, if I'm not mistaken. In the show, he kind of gets defeated pretty quickly. Alright, so I did go down there. Yeah, in the show, he is kind of getting defeated pretty quickly.
Off, dude.
Yeah, I'm getting quite having some hard time there. So what makes this boss fight quite difficult is that he has an attack that kind of deals about like 60% of our current health at this aura level, and basically I have to be really vigilant on like attacking and then focus, attacking, focus, and basically do that pattern all over again. And sometimes in a fight like this, because it is kind of a little bit RNG-ish, I did say ish because the order of the combat actually is not that random. But you have to be like really vigilant on healing first and then attacking.
Alright.
like this one, you really don't want to get like below 1,000 or like below 3,000 for this fight, because alright, make another safety save there, because I did die twice to this boss in this run. So that's going to cost me some time, but yeah, it's going to cost me around like 30 seconds. Not that great, not that great. Alright, so 6,000, 2,000. Oh, that's getting dangerously close there. And it seems like I didn't realize that. And we're still in this fight. Alright, there you go. Yeah, it is quite frustrating. Alright, fight with next. Coming up next, which is a multi-stage battle. And this next is not that hard. The hardest part is that she actually has like a lot of HP. That even with Penny's railgun, it still takes quite a while. And the thing about the David's semblance is that he can only heal people which he has like close connections to, and which he has once interact with. And Mei Zedong, the snipers here, doesn't actually have any connections, so he cannot heal his teammates, and that can provide some problems. But luckily, I have never have Mei die in the fight itself. So again, we come to this boss fight again. This is not the last time we're going to have the entire team fight. In fact, I think this is like the third from the last. But again, it's quite long, so yeah, this fight, I think like with a better optimized aura level, this fight can get a little bit easier and like a little bit shorter. Probably I can like save around like 5 minutes on the boss fight alone if I manage to nail down the aura level just right. So for those of you out there who somehow, I don't know why, you want to like run this game, speedrun it better than I do, my best advice would be to find the correct like aura levels that you need, because aura level is basically what make or breaks your run. Too low and you and David will gonna get died easily, and too high your boss will be so difficult that you will die like a lot. Alright, mix this down. Not great. Yeah, it's not great. Final tournament coming up. So in final tournament you have 3 combats, I think. The first one with Team Indigo, the second one with Thunder, and the third one against RWBY. Okay, make another safety saves there. And yeah, fighting Indigo is actually pretty easy. Again, you just need to focus on not letting your characters get too low. Alright, so that's pretty quick. Dew is... well, she is actually quite intimidating, but she's not the hardest. Again, it's like the introductions to the Battle Festival itself. But, okay, Meinos, if you're watching, this message is for you. I really like how the game itself kind of treats like the Battle Festival as something like a very, very hard fight. Like, every fight against another team is actually like a battle, not only in strength but also in like strategy, and also in like the team fight, the cooperations in between the team members itself, which actually makes it like really interesting, because that really gives up like the impression that every team that you're going to face is different. Every team is actually equally strong, and you need to be both smart and strong to defeat them, which is something that I like. Compare that to the show. Again, I don't want to dunk the show too hard here, but the show kind of makes like Team RWBY basically wipe the floor with the entire other teams. And in the show itself, like Indigo is actually getting wiped with like instant electrocution from Neptune, right? From Neptune's team. And yeah, I mean, like kind of puts a lot of bumpers on their, you know, credibility as the, you know, so-called good team from Shade. Because again, all the teams that participate in the Final Festival are like great teams, right? At least like in their academies. So coming up next, we are going to fight. All right, so this is quite different from the show because in the show it is actually Team RWBY who fight. Okay, I forgot the team again. I forgot the team name. It comes from Atlas. But in this game, even in this game, this battle is actually pretty easy. You know, considering if you actually play the game, considering David's and Jack's semblance, yeah, it is no wonder why it is actually pretty easy. All right, Thunder coming in. So the battle with Thunder actually ends when David is down, so you don't actually need to fight them, you just basically need to wait for the counters to go down, and I think it's around like 10 to 15 seconds, so you just need to spam focus. Alright, we are reaching like the very end right now, so the fight with RWBY, okay, I fail again, god dang it. RWBY versus Penny. Penny can do, I think, 3 shots RWBY with her railgun, and there you go. Alright, we're close, we're close. Okay, hold on. Save here. Okay, Pyrrha, here we go. Right, so this is the dreaded fight because Pyrrha, the fight with Pyrrha is actually quite similar with the fight with Mostri. So there is like a special mechanic here later on the second half. Alright, which is this one. So Penny will get like a different semblance called Laser Barrier. And without activating the semblance before Pyrrha's attack, you are going to basically instant lose. She deals like so much damage. So the cue here is that whenever you hear like sound like that. Okay, I did this again. Whenever you hear that sound attack, that means in the next turn Pyrrha is going to use her ultimate attack. So Penny has to...
Let's take things slow here.
Yeah, you better take things slow. Penny has to build up her barrier. And actually, I don't really have to like set up the barrier every time she wants to do that, because the barrier is kind of safe between the attack.
No. Ah, frick.
And actually, the game kind of gives you like a notification whether her barrier is down.
Right, forgot to heal.
So yeah, I'm really struggling right here because I would say that Pyrrha's battle is like the hardest in the game, not even comparable to the final boss of this game. So yeah, I actually never did like a practice where I didn't die to Pyrrha at all. So okay, like, so this is the second half again. Right, so you don't want to use her semblance on the second half, except for that laser barrier, because
oh no, I'm not going to survive this one.
Yeah,
why?
And you don't because like Penny's
this is
semblance,
not going well.
Yeah, Penny's semblance consume like a lot of aura, and you don't want to do that. Even if you put up your laser barrier, whenever you have to get like health around like 4,000 on remaining, because even though that Penny set up that laser barrier, you still take like around 4,000 to 3,000 damage. All right, can I do this time?
Actually, frick.
Okay, what am I doing there?
There's
oh yeah, I
something on my
remember.
screen. There you go.
Yeah, there's like something in my screen which kind of blocks my vision, so I get rid of that, even though it consumes me quite a lot of time anyway. Alright, so let's see if I can do this. Come on, me. Come on. Alright, put on laser barrier there. Pretty good. No, I don't actually have to put on laser barrier right there, but I did it just for the safety. Alright. 3,000 health. I would heal right now. Yeah, okay, good. 7,000. Okay, we want to keep that at around 7,000. But can I do this? Can I do this? Alright, alright. Good, good, good. Come on. Just stay calm, stay calm. You can do this. And you gotta see that even with the precise thing, this battle still takes quite a while. Oh god. Right. Yeah, speaking for like 30 minutes straight apparently does not do well to my throat, so I'm going to drink right now. Alright, so... Okay, come on, laser barrier there, good. Focus, 7,000, pretty good. Okay. Alright, come on, come on. You're so close. Yep. Alright, there we go.
Okay.
Yep. Probably my grievance about the combat system in this game is that you cannot tell how much health that your enemy kind of has. So, yeah.
Actually, let's save here. I don't want to fight Pyrrha again.
Yeah, Pyrrha is actually hard. Anyway, so story-wise, Penny just turned into a full robot
Actually,
right now.
I should split right there.
So we need to save her.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and before
Alright,
that,
Ozpin.
yeah, we're going to fight Ozpin, which apparently he is far stronger in this visual novel than in the show itself. So what happens here is basically Cinder and Ember kind of works together to defeat Ozpin, because it seems that Ember and Cinder kind of cooperates together so that Cinder can take her power without actually killing her. But Ozpin and Pyrrha kind of refuses, just like in the show. They just want to like claim her lives and then claim her maiden powers. So we are supposed to fight Ozpin again. Now Ozpin's aura is basically a time loop, so we have to fight him 3 times before we can before we can end this fight. And even then, the fight doesn't end with you defeating him. Cinder kind of defeats him by cutscene, not the fight itself. So yeah, it is actually pretty exhausting. But he's not that hard to defeat. Just like a standard attack, heal problem. Alright, coming up with Ruby's attack here. Again, the Wallang is not that hard. It never is that hard. So just basically going to spam Ruby's range attack here, bringing his health down to 0. Alright, so I think this is going to take me around like 1 or 2 minutes. So yeah, let's see how good am I at doing this. Alright, so it's a... Okay, there you go. Okay, Ruby is down. Okay, so now we are reborn again.
Oh, 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think like 40 minutes is just way too long. Alright, so this battle with Gemma, which is like a Penny's alter ego, is actually pretty unique because this is the fight not trying to take down Penny. The fight itself actually ends when you heal Gemma, basically focusing her health and basically waking up Penny from the inside her alter ego. So this fight is basically just balancing between like how many aura that you have and how much aura you can spend on Penny. Gemma herself doesn't actually deal... Oh, actually, yeah, she actually deals a lot of damage, but CL's ability to hack kinda stops her from basically instant killing our entire team. Normally, you would have to like hack her or use Evelyn Semblance to confuse Gemma, because otherwise, if you don't do that, within 2 turns, she is going to end our team, and we have to start over from the last checkpoint.
Come on.
Alright, I think 1 more heal and we should be good. There you go.
Perfect.
Alright, we're coming to the final,
final
boss
battle
of the game. Doing the last save here. We are facing the Wyvern, which is like the biggest Grim the show has ever seen. And the first half of this fight is basically just stalling. So the story goes that we are actually defeating this dragon by shooting it with the lap ship. We are actually just like playing bait here, kind of, you know, keep him in the position so that CL and her cannon can shoot this dragon down. Alright, so I think we're close to the second half. So the second half of this fight is actually pretty dangerous because, okay, I see that Jack kind of reaches minus there, which is kind of fine. So I think the lose condition is that when all 4 of your team members are down, or David. If David is down, then basically that's an instant game over. Yeah, so there was supposed to be like a in the higher aura level, there's supposed to be a mechanic where you have to actually use Penny's laser barrier, her ability before when she fought Pyrrha, to block this dragon's attack. But I think because this is like a very low aura level, his attack can be negated by just healing, and that's what exactly I did there. Normally, if you fight this boss at around like aura level 40 or up, you will need to do that, otherwise it's going to be instant failure.
Alright. Time. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, my eyes. It's dried. Oh boy. That is longer than I thought it would be. Whew. Oh boy. Alright, so I did pretty good at the first sections, but at the later sections I just did like very terrible, especially at the boss. It should like take less than that. Oh boy, let's see the time there. For Drunum, oh boy. Title Festival, yeah, I kinda screwed that up with Pyrrha. I think I take like a lot of too much aura level, makes it a little bit difficult. Fall of Beacon, also a little bit difficult, but I think I'll manage. But yeah, so that is Jade, Sonata of Fire, and in 43 minutes 6 seconds, which is roughly like the same episodes that I posted every week, like twice. So yeah, overall, like, it's a great game, and yeah. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video so far. Leave a like if you do. Please share and subscribe for more videos of another indie games in the future, another fan-made games, another RWBY games, whatever. Yeah, we're celebrating like 1 year anniversary several days ago, so I would really appreciate if you guys can take me up to 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, I think with that, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.